Hey, 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 beauties. All right, so we're going to be talking about holding energetic outcomes. Hey, Instagram just notified me that I'm live. I just got off a call for one of my long-term group programs. It's a year-long group program that may or may not even open up again. If it does, it might have a different iteration. But I was in there sharing the experiences of my summer, and yeah, I just thought it was super powerful to continue to have this conversation about holding energetic outcomes. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, and as you pop on here, feel free to say hi. But yeah, maybe I'll just give it a minute. Let's do that. Dang, that's exciting. It's playing with all the gadgets. Oh, interesting. You can share a photo. All right, so totally impromptu. So if you believe that everything is energy, right, and you're someone that's getting on board with the new science and everything that they're finding around us being energetic beings and everything around us being energetic beings, it only makes sense that when you have a desire, right, let's say, and we were talking about like money and business, right, and launch goals and some of those things. And just for a little background, I've set a lot of goals in my business that I never hit. I've been disappointed in launches. I've had things blow me away, right? Like I've been all over the board in terms of outcomes in my business. And I understand now that that path was really there for me to understand how this stuff works. And recently, earlier this year, I was asking to really like, how could I have a bigger impact? Like I was ready for an upgrade in the way that I was reaching people and the transformations I was holding space for, and like the abilities that I have in helping people as a coach and mentor, right? And so this was an intention that I set. And I believe that when we set an intention, the whole of the universe goes to work to deliver that intention to us. But the thing is that freaks us out sometimes is that the path to get there doesn't always look the way that we think it should, right? So it's really easy for us as humans to fall into this boat of it's not working for me, oh my gosh, like what's happening, everything's falling apart, I never get what I want, things never work out for me, right? Like there's all of this chatter that happens in our human mind when we ask for something. So this is where holding the energy comes in, right? So let's say you have a desire, there's something you want. And I'm going to use business as the example because I'm a business mentor, right? And it's very near and dear to my heart. So let's say that you are looking to have a certain dollar amount outcome, like a month or a year or, you know, for a launch or whatever, right? Like you've set this outcome financially that you want to hit in your business, right? And so let's say you sit down and you make this goal, right? And you decide that like it's going to be $100,000 a month, whatever the number is, right? We'll just use that for ease. So it's going to be $100,000 a month, and this is your intention. Now, if you're a student of manifestation, if you've listened to manifestation teachers or you're a student of manifestation, right, you may actually think that this is how this works and that you just go and you set the intention and la la la, and that's just how it is, right? But what really actually happens is we have a desire and we set the intention for that desire, right? Even if you don't know that's what you're doing when you set a goal, right? Or you say, I want $100,000 a month. I want that to be my new reality, right? And you set that goal or you set that intention. And then immediately there are probably some thoughts that pop up in your head. And you go, oh my gosh, I've never made that kind of money in my life. That's an insane amount of money. There are people who don't even make that all year. How will I possibly do that? I don't have the infrastructure to do that. Where will those clients come from? Blah, 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 blah. By the way, I'm not saying anything that I haven't experienced myself. I still have these thoughts when I set things, right? But here's where holding the energy comes in. Because when you have those thoughts, there are two ways to react to that. There's either get lost in the story, right? Go down that rabbit hole of, oh my gosh, how will I make that happen? And yeah, there really are people who never make that much in a year. And how selfish am I? And blah, 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 right? There's this whole rabbit hole of stories that you can fall down. And that's pretty much what most of us do, right? The other option is to hold the energy of the outcome. Okay, so when you set the goal or you set the intention and you said to yourself, oh my gosh, I would love to experience $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month. How juicy would that be? How exciting would it be? I could I could go on vacation and I could buy my mom this house and I could do this thing and that thing. And oh, wouldn't that feel so good to be able to experience that? That would feel so good. That excites me so much. It lights me up inside. I would love to have that experience. I've never had that experience before. I love the idea of a new experience. Let me feel into this. That energy, when you set that intention that feels like that juicy, delighted, oh my gosh, it feels so exciting. This is so much fun. I cannot wait to do this. This would be so cool. That's the energy you're meant to hold. Right? Because that buzzy, excited, juicy energy that you felt when you set the intention, that's the energy you get to be an energetic match for. That's the frequency you get to hold. So you set the intention, you're all excited, it feels so good. Oh my gosh, yes, 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 I love that. And then in the next minute you start to go down the rabbit hole of your doubts, right? Oh my gosh, that could never happen. I've never made that much money in my life. There are people in the world that haven't experienced that their whole life. That makes me so selfish. Why would I do that? How would I do that? I'm not the kind of person who does that. Okay, when you go into the doubts, when the doubts pop up or the thoughts pop up, remember that those are that's it. They're just thoughts. It's not truth, right? It's not like the truth is being shown to you. It's just this mad chatter in your brain. So you get the choice in that moment. Are you going to go down the rabbit hole of the doubt and the fear and the limitation? Or are you going to hold the energy of the desire? And it can be really simple. I'm not saying it's easy, right? But it can be really simple. In that moment, choose the desire. And choose it as many times as it takes until the desire is just your reality. Right? You hold the energy of the outcome by choosing it over and over again and tapping back into the energy of what it feels like to have that thing. The energy of, oh my gosh, yes, I want this. Yes, I would love to experience this. Yes, this is fun. Yes, this is exciting. Yes, I would like to see what that's like. Yes, 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 yes. Okay? But what happens is, here's what happens. We set the intention or we have the desire, right? We go, oh my gosh, yeah, $100,000 a month would be so exciting. That would be so juicy. Oh my gosh, that would feel so good. I actually deeply have a desire to experience what that would be like, right? And then we have the limiting belief or we have the thought or we have the doubt or we start to wonder who we think we are to experience something like that or start to think about like how that would actually come to be and how could that actually happen. And oh my gosh, I'm no good with money. Well, I would just blow it anyway. I might as well go to someone who's better with money than me and blah, 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 right? All of that noise comes up and we think that noise is the truth, right? And we start to think about the thoughts that are coming up, right? And we steamroll these thoughts into beliefs, into doubts, into energetic like disattachment from the desire. So we have the thought, that's normal, right? Whatever thoughts come up. So if I say, oh my gosh, yes, so much love for this $100,000 a month. I would really love to experience like that kind of overflow of abundance. How amazing would it feel to get to experience what it's like to just have $100,000 show up in a month? And I could do this and I could do that and I could go on vacation. I could buy my mom this and I could take my kids and do this and I could buy new clothes and oh, I could invest in someone to help me in my business and oh, that feels so good. But who am I to have that? Oh my gosh, who am I to have that? And how would I possibly do that? I've never done that before. I'm not the kind of person who has $100,000 months, and that's a ridiculous amount of money. Like there are people who will never make that in their entire life. So here's the key to holding the energetic outcome. As soon as that chatter starts, right, that second wave of chatter, you got excited about the idea, and then all the doubts came in and told you couldn't have it and shouldn't have it and why it wasn't going to happen. The trick here is to train yourself that when that thought train, that negative thought train starts, oh my gosh, who am I to have that? What? Wait a minute. Oh, those are just thoughts. They're just thoughts based on the past. They're just thoughts based on my childhood. They're just thoughts based on conditioning. They're just thoughts based on whatever. And in this moment, I am choosing differently. I am choosing to hold the energy of the desire. So in that moment when I start to doubt, in that moment when I start to ask myself, like, who am I to want this? Oh, I caught myself. Yes, I'm having the thought, but it's just a thought. And instead I'm choosing the outcome. I'm choosing the desire. And I tell myself, oh yeah, I'm choosing the desire. And then I go back to the place of the desire, right? If you've been watching this for more than a minute, you have seen me flip back and forth between, oh my gosh, I feel so good about the desire, and the desire is so exciting, and I love the idea of having 100K month, and of course that would be so great to experience, and it's just money, and money's everywhere, and I could do all of these things, and look at all the things I could do, and how fun would it be to do this thing, right? You've watched me do that, and you've watched me do this. Oh, but who am I to have that? Who am I to have that? Like, what would I even do with that kind of money? That's a ridiculous amount of money. Of course I'm not going to do that, right? There are people who don't make that in their entire lives. Why would I be so selfish to take $100,000? Okay, you see how I'm switching back and forth? You can do that too, okay? You can do that too. We are not run by our thoughts. We just think we're run by our thoughts. So if you have an outcome that you desire, that you really want to experience, and you set that desire and you connect to that desire, holding the energy is simply going back to the desire over and over again until it's done. Even when it looks like it's not working. Even when your brain goes crazy telling you all of these things, right? You can flip back and forth. It really is that simple. It's just a matter of training your brain, training your muscle to reconnect to the desire, to reconnect to the energy of the desire, and to let the thoughts be the thoughts, but not reality. That's it. And the longer you can hold the energetic outcome and come back to the energy of the outcome and forgive yourself for wobbling, right? Because there are going to be points where you can't hold it, right? Where you get lost in the thoughts or whatever. And instead of steamrolling that into, it's not working, I don't know how to do it, I'm not good at this, I'm never going to get it, it's never going to work out. Just noticing that you did it, bring yourself back to the energy of the desire and forgive yourself for the wobble. Just choose the desire over and over again until it's just done. That's it. I love you guys so much. Thanks for playing with me in this energy, and let me know if I can assist you in really locking this in any way. Cheers to your desires.